Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be checking out Ditto, OMG, and Hype Boy by NewJeans. So if you can notice, we've got the old setup back in terms of the camera angle, and that's because Mal is currently out on vacation. So I thought about what is it I'm gonna do while she's gone, and because I don't know anything about K-pop, and so I usually have her here to guide me through these things. But we've been in contact, and she told me to check out Ditto, OMG, and Hype Boy, and I haven't checked out NewJeans yet. I know I'm super familiar with the name. I see it all the time, and I've even seen some of the stuff in the news about their current legal stuff going on. I don't know the whole lore behind it, but it doesn't sound like a fun time for them right now. And but I do see a lot of people saying that they miss them and everything. So I wish them the best of luck wherever they are, and hopefully they come back. But anyway, I'm not super familiar with any kind of specific songs, so I wouldn't be surprised if perhaps some of these songs that she suggested were things that I've maybe heard before. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if I've heard snippets of these things, because I do play a lot of Fortnite, so I don't know if they would have anything in that game in terms of like emotes and stuff. So, but we'll see what happens whenever I dive into these. So, but before we do, guys, feel free to check out my memberships. They're only $1, and you get early access to videos like these and also anime reactions. You can barely see him, but my cat loves to sit right behind me. I'll push it back a little bit, so he's got his head right here. So I'm sharing the chair with somebody here. There were like a million Ditto videos, by the way, like performance videos, side A, side B. I picked side A, so I don't know if I picked the one you would prefer me to do, but
희수야. 희수야 그거 아니야. 오케이, let's go. 오, 헤이는 알겠어요. 강고양이 씨. 저는 고양이가 아니야. 무슨 소리 강고양이 씨.
very found footage style video.
미안. 이거 한 번만 잘 걸리는 거였어.
We almost got the song there. Wondering when it's gonna kick in.
Stay in the middle, like you a little. Don't want no riddle. 말해줘, say it back, oh say it Ditto. 아침이 너무 멀어서 say it Ditto. 훌쩍 커버렸어, 함께한 기억처럼. 널 보는 내 마음은 어느새 여름 지나갈 기다렸지. 어디서
It's not quite cutesy concept, but it's like there's elements there, but there's a bit of a maturity to it, to the sound. That's really nice, that high note. It's a pretty chill groove too. Pretty big prevalent subwoofer presence rather. Lots of boominess throughout the whole song. Yeah, the song just stays chill the whole time. I'm not expecting it to go any harder than it has already. Interesting imagery in the video too. I thought we were just gonna stay with the school concept, but that nature part at the end. Only one nail is done. Symbolism. That brief shot behind the girl's back, that really awesome. Very interesting video, interesting concept, not something quite like that just yet in terms of all the stuff we've seen so far on this channel. The song itself, I think, was really chill. It was a really chill groove. I think completely intentional. I don't think it's something that's trying to do a whole lot. It just really chill vibe. Some really catchy vocal phrases in there. It had a little bit of a cutesy concept, but it wasn't overly done. I think there is some maturity involved in that. I don't know anything about NewJeans in terms of their history. This says this video is 2 years ago. I'm wondering if this song falls somewhere in the middle of their career, where maybe they're transitioning from one phase to the next. Maybe they're about to graduate and move on to a more mature sound. I don't know. Yeah, it had a very nice blend between the two, between cute and mature at the same time. But also the video concept, it's really interesting. It looked like there was a lot of symbolism going on. I didn't quite understand what it was trying to convey, but it definitely kept the whole video fascinating. Maybe because the song itself doesn't go to too many different places in terms of progression. It kind of, by the time you reach that first chorus, you've heard the majority of where it's going to go. From there, it's just going to be a difference of what the next verses are going to say, and perhaps they're going to do something a little bit different if there's going to be a bridge in there somewhere. But you can have songs like this that conceptually will only do so much because they want to keep the vibe a certain vibe and keep it chill, and not every song has to escalate to a certain place that, you know, blows up in your face and, you know, we all start partying and stuff, right? So yeah, I really like that. This is totally something I would jam in my car.
그럼 다음 분 얘기 들어볼까요?
처음에는
Oh my god.
혼란스럽기만 했습니다.
That alarm is very triggering.
내가 누군지,
I hear it
여기가
every morning.
어딘지 알 수 없었어요. 남들이 이야기하는 나와 진짜 내가 헷갈리기 시작했어요. 하지만 겨우 그 답을 찾았어요. 사실 저는 아이폰이었습니다.
That damn alarm from my iPhone.
저는 당신을 위해 존재합니다. 당신이 부르면 언제 어디라도 달려갈 거예요. 당신이 보고 싶어하는 것을 보여주고
당신을 위해 말하고 당신을 위해 노래할 거예요. 당신이 제게 원하는 것은 무엇일까요? 제 머릿속은 항상 이 질문으로 가득합니다. 그동안 제가 고민했던 것이 부끄러워졌습니다. 제가 누구인지는 이제 중요하지 않아요. 저는 당신을 위해 존재합니다.
그러니까 지금 네가 실이라는 얘기야?
네, 그렇습니다.
There's a lot going on in this video already.
이 노래는 it's about you,
I feel like I missed
baby.
something already.
Only you. You. 내가 힘들 때, 울 것 같을 때, 기운도 이제 나지 않을 때. It's you. 날 걱정하니. It's you. 날 웃게 하니. 말 안 해도 돼, but what do you say? 멀리든 언제든지 달려와. 바쁜 척도 없이 난 나타나. 이게 말이 되니 난 물어봐. 너는 말야, he's the one that's living in my system, baby. Oh my God, yes on that. I was really hoping that he will come through. Oh my God.
Sorry, my cat's moving.
Yeah, asking all the time about what I should do.
This one is a lot more upbeat. Has a bit more of a groove. I also like the fashion.
멀리든 언제든지 달려와. 바쁜 척도 없이 넌 나타나. 이게 말이 되니 난 물어봐. 너는 말이야, he's the one that's living in my system, baby. Oh my God, yes on that. I was really hoping that he will come through. Oh my God, 단 너뿐이야. Asking all the time about what I should do. No, I can never let him go. 너만 생각나 24. 넌 행운아야 정말로. I know. 너를 기적같이.
I'm trying to follow the lyrics. That's why I'm not talking a whole lot. I can imagine that at live shows, this particular part of the song, that dance, probably pops off quite a bit.
Sleep at night.
K-pop music videos are always so interesting, just conceptually.
아니 우리는 뉴진스라니까?
What is happening?
오늘은 이만하고 각자 병실로 돌아갈게요.
That was kind of cool, actually. very psychological. It was like psychological horror. Kind of reminds me of Perfect Blue. I don't know if some of you have ever seen that. Alright, looks like there's something near the end here. Maybe.
가자.
Was that them like making a jab at like a negative fan or something? I don't know. Okay, all right, another interesting song. I think in terms of ranking so far, I think I like that one a bit more than Ditto. But Ditto, you know, it's hard to compare because Ditto isn't trying to do all the things. I feel like Ditto just does what it does and it has a place for it. But in terms of like what kind of keeps me engaged, OMG definitely has a bit more going on. I might even think I like the video a tiny bit more because of also the aesthetics. I like the choreography. I like the attire that they're wearing. Based off of the second song, what I can say is that of all the K-pop we've been listening to so far on the channel, I feel like NewJeans is really different. To be honest, they have their own catchiness, but they're very different than most stuff. Just a very different flavor altogether. I have not been able to really predict where the music is going per se, or nor as a musician can I sit here and think, oh, that's what I would have done. None of what they're doing is what I would have done, and that's not a bad thing. If there were ever pop formulas to keep going back to in K-pop, I don't feel like NewJeans has any interest in doing any of it. Not that I've heard reoccurring themes in K-pop. It seems to be a pretty well diverse selection so far. You know, I've only been exposed to so much, so maybe some of you that are a bit more seasoned in it maybe have heard some reoccurring progressions versus me. Now that I remember that I give ratings, I'll give my ratings after the third video, and I'll think about it. But so far, I think I like this video more, but I'll give like actual numbers to each one once we get after the third video here. Oh God. Okay, so there's like a million different Hype Boy videos, and I don't know which one I'm supposed to watch, and I'm literally texting Mal right now. Hopefully she is awake. She has to be awake. Hopefully she's aware that I am texting her and she will respond with what I am supposed to watch.
1 hour later.
All right, so Mal said to do the performance video version 1. I'm literally talking to her right now.
Baby, got me looking so crazy. 빠져버리는 daydream. Got me feeling you. 나 또 말해줄래? 누가 내게 뭐래도 남들과는 달라 넌. Maybe you could be the one. 날 믿어봐 한번. I'm not looking for just fun. Maybe I could be the one. Baby, 예민하다 난 lately. 너 없이는 매일매일이 yeah. 재미없어 어쩌지. I just want you. Call my phone right now. I just wanna hear your line. Cause I know what you like, boy. You're mine. Can't make you like, boy.
Also really groovy, but in a different way. Look at choreography too.
예민하다 난 lately 너 없이는 매일매일이 yeah. 재미없어 어쩌지
I just want you call my phone right now. I just wanna hear your line.
Cause I know what you like boy.
That was a nice build. I like that.
You're mine, can't make you like boy. 내 지난
Yeah, really fun dance. Really fun song.
High boy 너무 원해 High boy 내가 전해 And we can go high 말해봐 yeah 느껴봐 Take me to the sky You know I'm happy boy 늘 감아 말해봐 yeah 느껴봐 Take me to the sky You know I'm happy boy
Also a similar concept sonically to Ditto, where it was only going to go up to a certain elevation in terms of like really popping off. It kind of just stayed chill and groovy, but in its own way. It definitely they found a way to differentiate this versus both other songs. Mal is slightly interjecting, and she said that if you guys didn't like her choices for which NewJeans songs we were picking, you can add her. She's currently in vacation in Thailand, and she's calling people out all the way from the other side of the world. Ditto, like one more time, just somewhere in the middle.
Stay in the middle, like you a little. Don't want no riddle. 말해줘, say it back, go say it, Ditto. 훌쩍 커버렸어, 함께한 기억처럼 널 보는.
Just wanna hear your line.
'Cause I know what you like, boy.
Man, they pull off the same concept but in totally different ways. It's really hard for me to like pick between those two. I feel like OMG is, out of the three, my favorite, and then I'm trying to figure out whether I like Ditto or Hype Boy more. They both do different things that I like, and so it's really hard to figure it out. Like there's certain parts of Ditto that I feel like can sound iconic, especially if you've been following them up to this point. They have sounds that kind of have that vibe where it's like, oh, like this is something that you would instantly know what that song is if you've been following NewJeans for a while. Ditto has that in there, okay, more so than Hype Boy, but Hype Boy also has some grooves in there that might be just a smidge more catchy, but it doesn't sound quite as iconic to me as Ditto does. I don't know what's more valuable to me as a listener. What I do find interesting is their choreography. I feel like I've viewed other female K-pop groups that have some really great choreography. And even if sometimes it's, you know, there's a lot of body movement in it, sometimes that's not quite enough to stay in your head, right? It's not all about speed. It's sometimes just about the type of movement and just how the group syncs together, and like maybe plus the song, maybe it's a sum of all of its parts. I'm not sure what exactly it is that like knocks it out of the park for me for choreography, but I kind of find that NewJeans has some really interesting choreography. It kind of sticks with me a little bit. I don't know if that's the case with most K-pop groups, in terms of like the female K-pop groups. And I know I've asked this question to Mal before, and this was like way before I was ready to hear the answer. I feel a bit more ready for it now, since I kind of know a few groups now. Back then, I think I asked her before I knew anything. So even if she told me, I wouldn't be able to retain that information. But maybe this is a good question for you guys. Who do you think has the best choreography out of female K-pop groups? Like who is the best at that? I would love to hear your opinion on that. And then I'll have to ask Mal about it again, because now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I don't have a good enough memory to like really sit there and pick apart every female performance to where I can sit there and go, that one did it. Because I think I was more focused on the music versus the dancing itself. But I kind of feel like Idol would have some good stuff. NewJeans just has like an interesting flavor. They're different. I feel like there's something about them that's just different. they do different good. They may not necessarily, for my ear, soar above all of the rest, but if I want something different, I feel like NewJeans would have that for me. Though at the same time, I'm still a little new to this world, so maybe everything can still be a bit different for me, regardless of what group we're talking about. But I kind of feel like, especially amongst like some of the boy K-pop groups, like even if their songs don't sound the same, they have a similar vibe to it. Or like maybe like the newer girl K-pop music nowadays has a lot of sexy themes. So there's a lot of overlap there nowadays. So this is kind of refreshing to hear. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe this is more refreshing to me right now because not only are they different, but maybe this is a bit of a different era. This is 3 years ago, according to this. So I am talking a little bit out of ignorance here. I get why NewJeans would stand out. It's interesting because I really like the songs. They're not as catchy as I would normally need a song to be in order for me to like them as much as I do, if that makes any sense. There's something about what they got going on here in the formula, not just in the music, but the videos are different. The choreography, there's something about the choreography that stands out a bit. I can't quite put my finger on it just yet. Okay, now I'm gonna rate this stuff, give these things a number. So I think Ditto and Hype Boy are gonna have to be tied. I'm gonna give them both a 7 out of 10, and I'm gonna give OMG an 8.5 out of 10 because there's a lot of different concepts in there. The video itself, and I loved the little bit of a psychological concept that it had at the very end. It reminded me of psychological horror. I don't know if that was the exact route they were trying to go with that, but it felt like a little unnerving, but in a good way, like in a fun way. But it was unsettling, and I think that was part of the point, and I liked it. And so I really enjoyed it. Mal, I miss you. I wish you were here with me telling me what's what. You're in Thailand and having a great time. But yeah, guys, if you want me and Mal to check out anything else from NewJeans, there goes my cat. If you want us to check out anything else from NewJeans or anybody else, feel free to let us know in the comments below, and we will see you later.